Earning trust. I'd like to talk to you about how you can earn trust to not only be more trustworthy, but also to advance your career and really apply this to every area of your profession and your career. My name is Ralph Keeson. What I'm going to share with you from the perspective of a coach and someone who has taught and helped people become more successful for the last 25 years plus are things that I not only see, I observe around me when they're done well and when they're done poorly, but where I've really worked with people to help them develop these skills themselves. So I'm going to frame it in three different ways. One, negative, neutral, and positive. And I'm going to start off with how we communicate, give you examples of all three, and then just some behaviors that we can do, that simple things that can make us more trustworthy, approachable, and make people actually want to follow us and engage with us. So responses, so just communicating. Someone comes to your desk. They say, hey, George, I have a question for you. And so they ask you the question, do you want to join us for lunch today? Keep it simple. And you go, no. Person doesn't look at George. It's kind of a grunty kind of response, not even really connective and engaging. And the person goes, oh, okay, well, I won't ask you again. The next one is, do you want to join us for lunch? A little bit more of a positive. No, thanks, I'm busy. So, slight eye contact, but really almost like a response of annoyance, leave me alone, go away. And the third one is, oh, thank you, George. So we have eye contact. Thanks for the invite. I've got a deadline, or I'm working on something that I really can't get away today, but I appreciate the invite. Maybe we can do this another time, okay? And a smile. Now, this is so subtle, guys, but what we need to be aware of is the subtle things. The sweating, the details is actually what sets us apart. So from a negative sort of impersonal grunt, no eye contact, to a moderate, yeah, thanks, but no thanks, to a, hey, I'm connecting, I'm relating, very quickly, within seconds, think about this, within seconds, you have just made an impression, positive, neutral, or negative, on the person that is inviting you to lunch. But just remember, this person isn't just inviting you to lunch. You're going to work with them on a project. Maybe they're part of your team. Maybe they're a colleague. Maybe they're your boss. Maybe it's somebody who wants to get to know you a bit and see who you are. So the old adage, first impressions count, really applies here. Now let me give you an example of some actual behaviors that fall into the same categories. And I got to tell you for a second, this is just one of my pet peeves, so bear with me. What really bugs me as it relates to the way people connect and show respect and courtesy to one another is, as an example, this could be at work, this could be in the mall, it can be at the airport. As you're going through a door, someone's ahead of you, and they open the door, and they walk through, not even looking back, and it just swings shut. And you're maybe 5 steps behind them, so if they'd wait for a second, they could hold it open for you. But no consideration, no regard, they're through, and you go, oh, thanks for holding the door, buddy. All right, so that's the negative. The neutral is the person sees you coming, they hold the door, but they don't look at you, and then they just walk away. And you say thank you, and they go, yeah, sure. The positive, and again, this is about your reputation, what makes you approachable and trustworthy. You look at them, you hold it, you smile, they know that you're waiting for them, or that they're waiting for you, pardon me, and then you say thank you, and they say, oh, you're welcome, my pleasure. You will remember that person. You may not know his or her name, but you will remember them, so the next time you meet them, you'll go, oh, there's that guy that held the door for me. He's a nice guy, he's friendly, he smiles. You don't know them, I get that, but it's how you start building connections. So let's go to tip number 2. What I'd like to talk about is how you communicate via email. But this also applies to texts and to voicemails, but I'll use, for purposes of the illustration, email. You get an email from a colleague, they're asking you what time the meeting is, but rather than just asking, they say, hey, how are you doing, Ralph? Did you have a great weekend? Looking forward to seeing you at the meeting this morning. And by the way, is the meeting at 10 or 10:30? So you could email them back and say 10:30, that's it. And the person that gets the response might go, wow, that's pretty abrupt. Boy, I probably had a lousy weekend. Or you could say, hey, Bob, yeah, thanks. I had a great weekend. Hope you did too. Meeting's at 10:30. See you there, Ralph. Same information, but the tone and the communication. So we're talking sender and receiver. The poor person who's trying to build a bit of rapport and ask how you're doing and probably generally really cares is almost like, bam, you just smack them in the head and go, here, dummy. It's probably how they feel, because it's like, oh, I'm sorry that I didn't pay attention, or I forgot, or maybe I missed it. Remember, when you ask for help and reach out to somebody, if you come asking in a very sincere, genuine way, you want them to meet you in kind. So here's a great opportunity for building trust, is meet people where they're at. So emails are a great way to connect in the same tone. And if it's more direct to the point, don't give them a flowery email, how was your weekend, what else? Answer in similar fashion. So think of matching and mirroring as the second tip to earn trust. So third one, and this, I've coached a lot of people that have joined organizations to help them to fast track their brand, to get known, to get trusted, and to become engaged and accepted. So you're new to a firm, or you're new to one of your divisions. Maybe you've moved to another office with your firm. So this is just a transfer within the company. It could be to another country, whatever. You're climbing the ladder corporately and you're moving to other departments. Here's a great way to get engaged and to earn trust quickly. Be proactive to build relationships. What I mean by that is, rather than waiting for someone to invite you, rather than waiting for an event, it could be a conference, it could even be a Friday social where it's a potluck, or the monthly pizza and pop kind of lunch in the office, if you have one, or whatever the equivalent is for your firm. Ask if you can help. Say, hey, listen, I've just started. I don't know that many people, but can I give you a hand to set the table or organize or invite or whatever? Guess what the answer is going to be? Sure, because typically these people, they're doing it by themselves, or there's a couple that are always doing it. So not only a volunteer and someone new to the team, a great way to connect with them, but it's a great way for people to acknowledge you, because when they see that you're willing to contribute, you're willing to engage, they'll trust you, because they're going to think, gee, if that's her attitude just to help organize a lunch or a social or an event within the company, she'd probably be great to have on a project team. Or, well, that attitude, that'll go away a long way in the company, because here's somebody who's new and is showing that they're real keen to not only work with us and get to know us, but build trust. Okay, so there's 3 techniques. Again, hopefully one or all of these give you another perspective or something that you maybe have not tried. Try them. If you like what you're hearing and you think it'd be valuable with others, please share and give us your feedback, because we always love hearing from you.